Go.
Cool. Welcome to Neo Spacian Deck Profile 2021. Alright. So, playing Neos, you're playing 3 connector. This card was made recently in Savage Trick, so it's good. It summons Neos from the deck, any Neo Spacian, and does the same thing for the graveyard by attributing itself for cost. So it's good. It's one of the few normal summons in this deck that's good. Then we have 2 Pathfinder, Terraforming on legs. And they're 1,800 legs at that, so they're big if you need to summon one. They can also get it back from grave. 2 of the boy Neos. If you run 3, you brick. If you run 3, you see 2 every opening hand, and you don't need them. The deck cycles itself too much. For Neo Spacians, I run 2 Grand Mole, 2 Dolphin, 2 Scarab. These have the most beneficial effects on their own, which is why Dolphin's still like a $4 card, even though, because he makes Isolde. And Grand Mole's an infamous card for many years. Bouncing, and Scarab's effect to gain attack doesn't really do much, but it summons Flare Neos, which just gets huge. And then, because I'm a silly person, I run 1 each of the bad ones. This actually came in handy when I copied an Ancient Warrior effect and the name, so I used the Ancient Warrior that switches sides of the field to pop a card, and then this also popped a card. It comes in handy sometimes. And then we run the obligatory Rainbow Dark Dragon, because you use it to make Rainbow Neos. You don't need just Rainbow Dragon. And then we run a going second suite, so this deck just goes second. 1 Ghost Spell and 2 Ash.
Why Ghost Spell?
There's a lot of decks in the format that summon from grave or add from grave, so I thought it would be okay, but every time I saw it, it was against decks that didn't do that. And, like, I don't know, Ancient Warriors, when you open it every game. Triple Imperm. Like I said, you're going second, so you're running just every good go second card. Main decking 3 Lightning Storm. And main decking 3 Dark Ruler. I love Dark Ruler Lightning Storm. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And then for the rest of the spell lineup, we run 2 Neo Space. This is the lifeblood of the deck, so you don't need to run 3 if you're running Pathfinders. So, and there's another card that came out just recently that also searches it, so you don't need 3. 2 lets you see it when you need it, and prevents you from breaking 3 field spells. And then probably my favorite card, especially since it came out in the tins as a secret, Neos Fusion, the card that fixes the deck on its own. This is a 1-card Rainbow Neos. It's so, and it protects Rainbow Neos. It's so stupid. So it fusions from deck by sending Neos and 1 other material, so you can only use the single fusions with it. And then it can also banish itself to protect them from shuffling back via their own effects, or if they're just going to get popped or something. It'll banish itself, and it's not activated, it's a substitution. So it can't be like Mechaba negated or whatever. 2 Miracle Contacts. So this is akin to Miracle Fusion, except it contact fuses from hand, field, and graveyard. So it shovels it back into the deck. And if you look, it's a good card, because look how proud Neos is on it. And then probably the best thing about this deck, so 3 Convert Contact. So this pitches, if you control no monsters, this pitches a Neo Spacian from hand, foolishes 1 from deck, and then you draw 2. And it's not once per turn. In any form. And just like that card not being once per turn, Space Gift. Draw a card for every Neo Spacian you control.
Yeah, how much? What was the most that you've drawn with this card?
So like the most in a game ever, or just today?
Today.
So I I drew 4 off of this, and I drew another 4 off of one of the Neos fusion monsters. So I drew 8 cards in a single turn. It was great. I loved it. Or no, 9, because I drew 5. And then this is a card I referenced earlier. Favorite hero.
This is what the commons are going for.
So this equips to level 5 or higher hero, and while you control a field spell, it increases its attack by its defense. So it makes big boys. And then at the start of the battle phase, it activates field spells from the deck. So it boosts. It prevents your stuff from being targeted too. Whatever it's equipped to can't be targeted by card effects. And when your monster destroys a monster by battle, it can make a second attack in a row by sending it to the graveyard. We play 2 Generation Next. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can either add or special summon a Elemental Hero monster, a Karibo monster, or a Neo Spacian monster from your deck. So you either add it or special it. And then it locks you into attacking with 1 monster that turn, and you can't activate its effects. That doesn't come up. This is just a free Neo Searcher, since you're going to be hit in the face over and over again, and you're going to be down on life points. And then we have Successor Soul. This is the Megaton promo that, not promo, the Megaton Premier card that should be for Blue Eyes, but it works better in Neos. Special summon free Neos from deck. It's great. Rhoda, all the babies are the baby connector and Pathfinder are both warriors. And you can search Dolphin with it. Because Dolphin's also a warrior. And 2 Next. If you control no cards, you can activate this from hand. But it special summons as many monsters as possible with different names that are either Neos or the Neo Spacians. So I used this to summon 5 earlier. And then Space Gift to draw 4 cards. But it locks you into summoning only fusions while you control those monsters. But that's fine, because Neos contact fuses. And then everyone's going to judge me on this extra deck, but I don't care. So we have just the generic fusions. We have Brave Neos, Rainbow Neos, and Neos Knight. So Brave, when it destroys a monster by battle, it searches a spell trap. That lists Neos' name, so the field spell, pretty much any spell trap in the whole deck. Rainbow Neos was a format-defining, world's-winning card, so send a monster to shuffle all your opponent's monsters back, send a spell, shuffle their back row, or mill a card to send their whole graveyard back into their deck. So you summon this against Eldritch and win. And then Neos Knight, I almost never summon this. These 3 are the ones that can't be contact fused, but Neos Knight can attack twice, and it gains the attack of the warrior monster used to summon it. So if you use 2 Neos, it's a 5k double attacker, but it doesn't deal battle damage. So it's bad, but we're playing the different flavors today. And then I'm running all except Air Neos, because my only copy of Air Neos is expensive. I'm a rich boy and I own the First Ed ulti.
Little.
Yeah, no. So I'm running 1 flare, 1 dark, 2 grand, a glow, and an aqua. I doubled up on grand because it's probably it's one of the best. So flare gains attack for each spell card on the field. Dark negates monster effects. Grand can bounce monsters. Glow can pop a card and then do one of like 3 different effects based on what you pop. And then Aqua Neos just destroys a random card in your opponent's hand. Like I said, I'm not running Air because my only copy of Air is expensive. It's like a $300 card. And then we run the good triples.
No.
These are hard to summon. So Magma, it's Neos, Grand Mole, and Scarab. It gains 400 for each. card on the field, and then if it goes back into the extra deck by its own effect, it returns all cards on the field to the hand. Nebula, when it's summoned, will draw cards equal to the number your opponent controls, and then it negates a monster effect on board. And when it shuffles back, it banishes everything face down. Chaos Neos can flip coins and do stuff. And then when it you set all face-up monsters on the field when it goes back. And then Storm is a heavy storm duster. And then when it shuffles back, it shuffles everything on the field back into the deck. And we play Cosmo Neos. Cosmo, when it's summoned, so it's Neos and then 3 other Spacians with different attributes. And when it's summoned, it has an effect that prevents your opponent from activating cards or effects, and it can't be responded to. And then when it shuffles back, it blows up their whole board. And because it's still the end phase, none of their cards can activate in response to being destroyed. And then we play the one for fun that I didn't summon today. Divine Neos. He's really bad. Don't play this. Unless you're me, don't play that.
Alright.
Yeah.